Hello everyone. In the previous class we have discussed about anatomy of different parts of cycas and vegetative reproduction in cycas. In this class we will be discussing about the sexual reproduction in cycas. Cycas is a strictly dioecious plant, that is female and male plants are different. That means sex organs of both female and male parts can grow on different plants. After several years of vegetative growth, the plants start to form sex organs. Generally, cycads of more than 10 years of the age can produce sex organs. The male plants develop male cones or male strobili bearing microsporophylls, while the female plants produce a loose collection of megasporophylls. The male cone is terminal, while the megasporophylls are produced in succession with the leaves at the top of the stem. First one, male reproductive structure, that is male cone. Male cone or male strobilia is large, conical or ovoid, compact, solitary and shortly stacked structure which is generally terminal in position. It sometimes attains a length of as much as 1.5 meters. In the center of the cone is present a cone axis. Several perpendicularly attached microsporophylls are arranged around the cone axis in closely set spirals. At the base of the male cone are present many young leaves. All the microsporophylls in a male cone are fertile except a few at its basal and apical parts. So this is the image of male cone. So it is present at the terminal position of the cycas tree. This is also an image of male cone of cycas. It is present at the tip of the terminal portion of the cycas plant, and young leaves are at the base of the male cone. Okay, so this is the lateral section. When you take a cut section in lateral way, this is how you can see. This is the cone axis and these are the microsporophylls which are arranged perpendicular to the cone axis, which is attached with a narrow base and a broad tip, broad apex with a sharp tip, that is known as apophysis. Okay, microsporophylls are present on the aboxial surface of the microsporophyll. The terminal growth of the stem is checked for some time when a male cone appears at its apex. It is because of the fact that the apical meristem is used up during the development of male cone. Cones of some species of cycas are amongst the largest cones in the plankton kingdom. As I said already, they can grow up to a length of 1.5 meters. Microsporophylls, microsporangia and microspores. Microsporophylls are flat leaf-like, woody and brown colored structures with narrow base and expanded upper portion. The upper expanded portion becomes pointed and is called as apophysis. Narrow base is attached to the cone axis with a short stalk. Each microsporophyll contains two surfaces, that is an adaxial or upper surface and an abaxial or lower surface. On the adaxial surface is present a ridge-like projection in the middle and an apophysis at the apex. This is an individual microsporophyll detached from the male cone. So this is the ridge portion, somewhat bulged portion present on the microsporophyll. This is a blunt or tip position which is called as apophysis. Okay, and the abaxial surface are present thousands of microsporangia in the middle region in the groups of 3 to 5. Each such group is called a sorus. In between these groups are present many hair-like structures which are soft and one or two called two-celled structures. Okay, so these are the sori which is attached on the microsporophyll. There are one or two celled structures. They are present in a group of 3 to 5. In tiers of a microsporophyll, there are present many microsporangia on the abaxial side. Each shortly stacked oval or sac-like microsporangium is surrounded by 5 to 6 layers. The wall layers of each sporangium include an outer thick epidermis or exothecium, middle zone of thin-walled cells, and an innermost layer of tapetum. Many pollen grains or microspores are present in each sporangium. In the expanded region of microsporophyll are present many mucilaginous canals and vascular bundles. Each sporangium is provided with a radial line of dehiscence which helps in the dispersal of spores. Each microspore spore or pollen grain is a rounded unicellular and uninucleate structure surrounded by an outer thick exine and inner thin. In time, cytoplasm surrounds the centrally located nucleus. A large vacuole is also present. Okay, this is about the internal structure of the microsporophyll and structure of the pollens. Female reproductive organs. Female Conus strobilus are present in the form of megasporophylls. Many megasporophylls are present around the apex of the monopodial trunk of the female plant above each crown of foliage and scaly leaves. Similar to foliage leaves, megasporophylls remain spirally arranged at the apex of the stem, but their number is very large and thus they appear like a rosette. Vegetative leaves and fertile megasporophylls are produced in an alternate succession without showing an effect on apical main stem. Pant in 1953 observed that usually the megasporophylls in cycas are produced only once in a year. From the apex of the main stem, the megasporophylls arise in an acropetal succession. Okay, this is the image of female cone which is present at the apical portion of the stem. So this is the complete megasporophyll having megasporangium. Megasporophyll. Each megasporophyll is considered a modification of foliage leaves. It reaches up to 30 centimeter or more in length in different species. It is a flat body consisting of an upper dissected or pinnate leafy portion, middle ovule bearing portion and proximal petiole. Petiole varies in length in different species. Okay, the middle part is comparatively wider than petiole and bears ovule arranged in two pinnate rows. The number of ovules varies between 2 to 12 in different species. The ovules are green when young, but at maturity they are fleshy and bright orange or red colored structures. Cycas thoracic contains the largest ovule amongst the living gymnosperms, measuring about 7 cm in length. The megasporophylls remain covered by many yellow or brown colored hairs. So this is the image of megasporophyll. This is of Cycas revoluta, belong to that species. This is Cycas siamensis. This is Cycas pectinata. So the structure of megasporophyll in different species may different. The structurally they show variations in this Cycas revoluta. So these are the mature ovules. They are present in pinnate manner, means ovules are present side by side on a axis. This is the foliage portion. This is the petiole or stack portion which helps to attach to the stem of the Cycas plant. Here complete feathered like foliage part, ovules which are arranged side by side, and this is the stack portion. Okay, so the structure may vary in different species. This is another species, Cycas sarcinalis, Cycas rumphi and Cycas bedomi. Structure of ovule. Cycas ovules are orthotropous, unitegmic and shortly stacked. Generally, one or sometimes a few more ovules develop fully on a megasporophyll. Many unpollinated ones remain small and ultimately abort. Outer surface of the ovule may be smooth as in Cycas sarcinalis or covered with orange-yellow hairs as in Cycas revoluta. After fertilization, these hairs are lost. The ovule changes into seed and its color changes from orange-yellow to bright red. The single integument is very thick and covers the ovule from all sides except a mouth-like opening called micropyle. The integument consists of 3 layers: outer green or orange fleshy layer called sarcotesta, middle yellow stony layer called as sclerotesta, and third inner fleshy layer. So these are the 3 integuments present inside the ovule. Several tannin cells and mucilage canals are present in the parenchymatous region of the sarcotesta, the outermost layer. Some pigments are also present in sarcotesta and epidermis. The sclerotesta consists of lignified thick walled cells. The inner fleshy layer consists of parenchymatous cells and it remains in close association with the nucellus. The nucellus grows out into a beak-like portion called as nucellar beak. The latter protrudes into the micropylar canal. Certain cells at the top of the nucellus dissolve and form a cavity-like structure called pollen chamber. Pollen grains are received in the pollen chamber after pollination. The nucellus gets reduced in the form of a thin papery layer in mature seeds and encloses the massive female gametophyte. An enlarged megaspore or embryo sac is present within the nucellus. The endosperm is formed by the repeated divisions of the megaspore nucellus followed by free cell formation. Just below the pollen chamber is present an archegonial chamber. 3 to 6 archegonia are present in the female gametophyte near the archegonial chamber. The latter remains filled with a fluid. Okay, this is the structure of ovule. It has a pollen chamber, archegonial chamber, which helps in the absorption or receiving of pollen grains and further fertilization process. So this is the section of a LS or lateral section of a ovule. So this is the micropyle end which allows the pollen grain to transfer into the archegonial chamber. So this is the pollen chamber where the pollen grains received. After that it moves to the archegonial chamber. This is the nucellus and this is the female gametophyte. So there are 3 layers: inner fleshy layer, middle stony layer and outer fleshy layer, sarcotesta, sclerotesta and inner layer. So these are the vascular strands which brings about the vascular supply. Vascular supply of the ovule. Stopes in 1904 has worked on the vascular supply of cycas seed. Out of several bundles of megasporophyll, only 3 enter the base of the ovule. Out of these 3 bundles, the central one enters into the base of the inner fleshy layer of the integument. After its entrance, it divides into number of branches, all of which reach up to chalazal end of the nucellus, but none of them penetrates the nucellus. Each of the remaining 2 lateral bundles enters the outer fleshy layer and bifurcates into a large outer branch and a small inner branch. The collateral and mesarc outer branch runs all through the outer fleshy layer up to the apex of the ovule. The remaining inner branch penetrates the strong middle stony layer and enters the inner fleshy layer, to which it supplies up to the micropylar end of the ovule. This is how the vascular supply happens to the ovule. Formation of megaspores. In the central region of the nucellus, the nucleus of one of the cell enlarges, its cytoplasmic contents become dense and it also increases in its size. The cell represents the megaspore mother cell, which divides reductionally to form 4 haploid megaspores arranged in a linear tetrad. Out of these 4 megaspores, the upper 3 present towards the micropylar end degenerate, leaving only the lowermost functional megaspore or embryo sac cell. This is the first cell of the female. This is the first cell of female gametophyte. Okay, one of the cells of the nucellus enlarges and it divides, forming 4 cells, further giving rise to female gametophyte. 3 cells degenerate, which are present at the upper side, only which is present at the basal side can act as female gametophyte. Pollination and fertilization. In cycas, pollination is anemophilous, that is by means of through wind, pollination through wind. The 3-celled microspores liberate from megasporangia are blown away by wind. Finally, microspores reach on the ovules and get enlarged in the pollination drop of the micropyle. That means the oozes out. As the ooze dries up, the microspores are drawn into the archegonial, pollen chamber. Okay, please correct it. Drawn into the pollen chamber, then they move towards the archegonial chamber. In the archegonial chamber, the tip of the pollen tube bursts to discharge its contents. One of the sperms enter the archegonium. When the moving towards egg, the sperm lost cilia and cytoplasmic membrane. So the fusion of the male nucleus and egg nucleus occurs to form a zygote. Then that zygote develops, forming a new offspring. Okay, this is all about the reproduction in or sexual reproduction in cycas. This completes the cycas. In the next class, we will be discussing about the another example belong to coniferae, that is Pinus. Thank you.